What's up, Badger fans? Welcome to another episode of Locked On Badgers. We got a bowl game to talk about. Let's talk LSU. Let's get their perspective. A lot to break down and talk about in this fun bowl game coming up. Let's go.
You are Locked On Badgers, your daily podcast on the Wisconsin Badgers. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What's going on, Badger fans? Welcome to Locked On Badgers. Thank you for making this one of your first listens every single day. I really do appreciate it. As always, we like to get different perspectives, different thoughts on. We're bringing in an LSU perspective right now. We got Matt Miguez joining the show, ESPN Southwest Louisiana. Matt, it's been a while since Wisconsin and LSU locked horns. I think I mentioned to you, I talked to you a little bit earlier. I was at the Wisconsin LSU game 2016 up in Lambeau Field. I loved LSU fans, man. I had a great vibe with them. Were you at that game? Where were you at during that time period?
So let's see. September of 2016, I watched that game from my house. I did not, unfortunately, get to make the trip up to Green Bay. Definitely wanted to because, whether you're a Packers fan or not, going to Lambeau has to be on every sports fan's bucket list. So it would have been a cool opportunity to go to Lambeau. Unfortunately, wasn't able to make it. But no, I remember that game very well. It was a dogfight all the way to the finish. Wisconsin was able to squeak that one out in the end. Look, I'm really expecting more of the same with this one. So I appreciate you having me on to talk about it. And let's dive in.
I'm glad to do it, man. I want to start here. Obviously, opt-outs, players leaving, transfer portal. The rosters are in such a state of flux now. It's something that's kind of new to all of us. We obviously know Jayden's gone from LSU. Who else is not going to be in this game?
So nobody really of note, right? Jayden Daniels, of course, the big one. But Brian Kelly has held steadfast to the point that Jayden's the only guy that's not going to play in the bowl game. So it's one of those things where if there's a player that doesn't suit up on Monday, it's going to be a surprise to all of us. So as of right now, Jayden Daniels is the only one not playing. Malik Neighbors is going to be there. Brian Thomas Jr. is going to be there. You're going to have the backfield with Josh Williams and Logan Diggs, and those guys will all be there as well. So Garrett Nussmeier for his first college start will have all of his skill players available. And look, everybody in Baton Rouge is excited about watching Garrett because he's the future as of right now. He's going to be your starting quarterback in 2024 unless some crazy competition comes up here in the spring. So everybody's really excited to get to look at Garrett Nussmeier for 4 quarters in a meaningful college football game.
Give us the snapshot scouting report for Garrett. What type of quarterback is he? Obviously, there's going to be a drop-off there, but what type of player is he?
Garrett's a gunslinger. He's going to take chances. He's going to make mistakes. And, this coaching staff is 100% okay with that because he has this ability to push the football vertically down the field. And really, he's good at forcing footballs into tight windows that other quarterbacks might, shy away from doing. His dad, everybody knows, is Doug Nussmeier, who is the quarterback's coach currently for the Los Angeles Chargers. And so Garrett's got football in his blood. He's got being a quarterback in his blood. And again, gunslinger mentality. He's going to take chances. He's going to push the ball down the field. He can escape the pocket with his feet when he needs to, but he is definitely a pass first option. So look for Malik Neighbors and Brian Thomas to have big days for LSU on Monday.
Every bowl cycle, I feel like we talk about motivation, right? Is the team motivated to be there? What's the vibe around the program?
Yeah, certainly.
How does it feel for LSU coming into this game? Where are they at, do you think?
I think they're excited about this one. All season long when you talk to these LSU players, especially and this conversation ramped up even more when you lost to Alabama and realistically realized, look, the SEC championship's not in play. You're probably out of the college football playoff race now. And so the goal shifted to getting 10 wins again for Brian Kelly. It's his second year in Baton Rouge. If you win this bowl game, he has 10 wins in both of his first 2 seasons at LSU. So that's kind of been the goal, over the last month or so for LSU. And they're excited to have that opportunity. I know a couple of players have mentioned, this week. That is the goal that they're playing for, and to bring another bowl championship back to LSU. Because here's the thing, LSU has a varied history of college football where you have a cycle where you win 3 or 4 straight bowl games, sprinkle in a national championship here or there, but then they've gone through some periods where they've struggled to win their bowl games. So this will be a fun one for LSU, no question. And like I said, they're really looking forward to fighting for that 10th win for second-year head coach Brian Kelly.
By the way, can I just say how much I love the idea how nonchalantly you're like, sprinkle in a bowl national championship here and there. Like, if you ever sprinkle in a national championship for the Badgers, just here and there. We'll sprinkle one in.
Yeah, just on the side. Just sprinkle it in.
Like it's like just a little confetti. You're speaking to a Badger fan, man, my guy. Anyway, it feels like every year, and the Badgers are no different this year, there's going to be a couple players who haven't played all year, but they take that opportunity in bowl prep, right? They step up. Is there anybody on LSU's roster, offense or defense, Badger fans should be looking out for to maybe kind of make a name for themselves in this game to step into spotlights?
So it's going to be really interesting to see how LSU decides to use Caleb Jackson. He's a true freshman running back out of Baton Rouge, and he's shown his ability as a kick returner. He's shown his bone-crushing ability as a running back, very physical, likes to lay down his shoulder and really fight through defenders. So I'm interested to see how many touches they give him, knowing that when he has had his number called this year, it's been impressive to see. And then on the defensive side, there's a lot of freshmen that are going to have to play in the secondary. Deuce Chestnut entered the transfer portal. Denver Harris never really got eligible. So you're going to see guys like Ashton Stamps, Sage Ryan still, trying to carve out a role for himself with this football team. He entered the transfer portal and then a couple days later pulled his name out of the transfer portal and is going to stay at LSU. So those would be 2 big names to really watch. And then, on the offensive line, Will Campbell just trying to solidify himself as a top target because, if you look at really early at this point, 2025 mock drafts, some people have Will Campbell as a top 5 pick already. So look for him as a true sophomore to just kind of try and solidify his role going into his junior season in 2024 as one of the top prospects in the league.
Give me a quick snapshot LSU defensively. I mean, I think LSU this year offense has been the story. The quarterback's been the story. How are they exploited? What worries you the most with that unit coming into this game?
The secondary has just had so many question marks this year, and that's crazy to think about when you look at LSU because they're DBU, right? LSU is known for having great defensive backs, but this year they've really struggled in the pass game. They've given up big chunks. Obviously, Florida State was able to exploit them very well in the season opener, but it's been one of those things where it's a bend but don't break kind of mentality with LSU. Their defense has really struggled, and it's funny because you'll have 3 or 4 games where you're like, okay, this defense looks awful, and there'll be 2 games back to back where you're like, okay, maybe the defense has figured it out. No, it's just going to go up and down, up and down, up and down. And look, bowl games are tricky because you haven't played in a month. You have guys sitting out or, get hurt in bowl practice or whatever it may be. So everything is so up in the air when you head into a bowl game. But there are definitely some questions around this defense. I know a lot of LSU fans would like to see Matt House, removed as defensive coordinator. There hasn't really been any rumblings of that. Staff changes are probably coming, but what exactly they will be, we're not sure yet. But look, LSU's defense has been their biggest crutch this year, and that's surprising considering LSU has historically been known for having solid defenses.
Yeah, for sure. We're going to take one quick break, come back to Matt, and maybe talk about a little bit of game prediction, that 10-point spread, what that might look like when Saturday actually rolls around. But a quick break for friends of the show. First one's over at Gametime. Gametime is the #1 source for all your tickets, everything you need from any type of entertainment venue. it's at Game Time. If you want to get tickets to theaters, comedy, movies, sports, it's all there. And you don't have to worry about waiting to the last minute because you get last minute flash sales. You don't have to worry about what the tickets are going to look like because you get photographs of what the seats are going to look like, what your view is going to look like. It's all there. It's simple. It's easy. No more planning months in advance. No more worrying about logistics. Game Time has you covered on all of that. They are the fastest growing ticketing platform in North America for a reason. And with the Game Time guarantee, you're always going to get the best price. Where else are you going to get a guarantee like that? With an image of what your seat's going to look like, with the ability to wait till the last minute, with the variety of tickets. Get them as a gift. That's something I've done. Get tickets for somebody for something they will love. Go to Game Time, snag the tickets without the stress. With Game Time, download the Game Time app, create an account, use code LOCKEDONCollege for $20 off your first purchase. Terms to apply. Again, create an account, redeem code LOCKEDONCollege for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. Today's episode is also brought to you by FanDuel, the number one sports betting platform that we use, the number one sports book. There's a reason for it. Everything you want to bet on, from future spreads, parlays, teasers, every sport, football, basketball, baseball, playoffs, it's all there. It's on it's on FanDuel, and there's just no better place to do it. There's a great offer now with FanDuel. New customers get $150 in bonus bets with any winning $5 moneyline bet. That's $150 if your team wins. So if you've been thinking about joining FanDuel, there's no better time to get in on the action. It is incredibly easy to use. It's fast. The user interface is really, really easy. We've talked about it. And if you win, it's not like some of those other betting sites where it's really hard to get your money out. The payouts are simple, easy, and incredibly fast. So go to FanDuel, claim your new offer, $150 in bonus bets with any winning $5 moneyline bet for new offers. FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NFL. All right, let's get Matt back on. Matt, I want to go back to here. 10-point spread in this game. LSU, a big favorite. If LSU loses, why did they lose this game? Oh, I think you're muted.
Oh, lovely.
No worries.
Lovely technology. First off, let me say, I heard your Game Time ad. Great app.
Yes.
I'll just double down on it. Incredible. I know people that have literally walked up to a stadium, bought their ticket right outside the door, and just walked right in.
Yep.
Truly incredible. So listen to what the man said and go download Game Time.
I love it, but it's true.
But no, so back to the LSU game. If they lose, look, it'll be because one of two things. Either A, they're unprepared and overlooked Wisconsin, or Wisconsin was just the better team. Because look, Tanner Mordecai is a really good quarterback. I have a ton of respect for Luke Fickell as a head coach. I know Braylon Allen's not going to play, and that's obviously a big blow to the Badger offense. But at the end of the day, when you have the number one offense in the country going up against you and you're only a 10-point dog, that's got to stand for something. I know they don't have LSU's not going to have Jayden Daniels, but still, you're still going to have Malik Neighbors. You're still going to have Brian Thomas Jr. You still have Mason Taylor at the tight end spot. So the skill players of that number one offense are still very much there. So if LSU loses this game, I think it'll be simply because they looked at that spread and said, oh, we're 10-point favorites. We got it. We're good. And they just simply overlook Wisconsin, and Wisconsin punches them in the mouth. I think this is going to be a classic dogfight style football game where it's going to stay close most of the way. And, we'll see what happens in the fourth quarter. But I think you're going to get a really good football game Monday afternoon in Tampa Bay.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think it's going to be a close game. I do want to ask you, and not asking scores or anything like that, but what does your gut tell you is going to happen? I tend to think it's going to be like a 3-point LSU win, something like a 31-28, something like that is where I feel like this game is headed.
Yeah, I'm somewhere in that range, 3-7. It's a one-score game, no doubt. If I was betting, I would definitely take Wisconsin plus 10. Just because I think 10 points is a little much. But yeah, if Garrett Nussmeier can keep calm, stay under control, get the ball to his playmakers, and the defense can find a way to hold up in the fourth quarter, I think LSU can come out with a 35-28 win.
Perfect. He is Matt Miguez, ESPN Southwest Louisiana. Matt, thank you so much for joining us, and enjoy the holidays and the weekend, man.
Yep.
Happy New Year's.
Ryan, appreciate you guys. Enjoy the game on Monday down in Tampa. Happy New Year's, and hopefully we can talk again soon.
For sure. Would love to.